All right, and so for number 6, we've got amphotericin B, 75 milligrams in 1,000 milliliters. Infuse it over 6 hours, and our solution has 50 milligrams per milliliter. So, or per 10 milliliters, excuse me. So, it's showing your label here, but since it's showing also that you have 50 milligrams per 10 milliliters, that's your rate. So we can do it on this one. The example, last one we were just talking about. So first, our order is 75 milligrams in 1,000 milliliters, and our available is going to be 50 milligrams per 10 milliliters. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. It's just asking a couple different things on here. I'm trying to make sure I'm on the right part on my notes. So to figure out this, we'll do it both ways. We'll do it the first way, 50 milligrams divided by 10 milliliters. To give us our base, which is going to be, let's see, where's my notes at? 5 milligrams per milliliter. Hold on, I gotta move the rest of my notes because I keep looking at all that other stuff. 50 milligrams per milliliter gives you, per 10 milliliters, gives you 5 milligrams a milliliter. And to do our base for our order, because we're going to have to figure out what our GTT ml and the GTT a minute is, we'll go ahead and figure that out too. So that's 75 milligrams divided by 1,000 milliliters. I think so. Let's see. Yeah. 0.075 milligrams per milliliter. And honestly, I'm not even sure I did that on my work here, but at least we have that and we know it. So I'll highlight that, highlight that. So how many milliliters will the nurse add to the IV solution? So if we need 75 milligrams is what our order is. And then we're going to divide that by our 5 milligrams per milliliter. I'm actually totally lost where I'm at on my notes, if I'm being honest. Okay. Yeah. So it would be 15 milliliters. And that's what we would add to our solution, or to the IV, excuse me. Does that make sense? Because that's our order, and then that is our milligram a milliliter. This, That's going to give us just basic information. I think we use it on the next part of it. If not, it's just extra stuff that I shouldn't have done. So your answer for A would be 15 milliliters. And so for the second part, your IV is to infuse in 6 hours. The administration set delivers 10 GTT a milliliter. At what rate in GTT a minute should the IV infuse? So if it's 10 GTT a milliliter, okay. Okay. So we've got the 1,000 milliliters total, which is our IV. That's what our total infusion is. And we need to divide that by the 6 hours we want it to infuse at. And that's going to give you 166.7. Oop, that didn't work at all. $166.7 milliliters an hour. That's our, our flow rate. And then once we have that, we will, we're actually going to multiply that. So we're going to multiply it by the 10 GTT a milliliter. So that number is going to give us 1,667 GTT an hour. And the way I remember how to, figure out what we're looking for is you can cross out these milliliters. And so that's going to give you GTT an hour. And then once you have that GTT an hour, we're now going to divide that by 60 minutes, because you have 60 minutes in an hour, obviously. And then that is going to give us 27.7 GTT a minute. And you're going to round that to 28 GTT a minute, because you can't do a half a drop. And then I also usually cross out, bless you, I usually cross out the hour on this, because you're wanting to do the minute. So you've got GTT a minute, and then that's going to be your answer there. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to stop the recording real quick so I can plug in my computer before it dies.